The benefits for staff and students of the new space are that, first of all, the space is beautiful. It's very light and airy. It's a pleasurable place to work in, which of course means that the research is more interesting. It also facilitates collaboration, bringing everyone together into a common space. And of course, many advances in research are done through such serendipitous interactions in the hallway. In the Movement Biomechanics Lab, the investigators use state-of-the-art technology to analyze, as the name implies, the motion of people. And that can include walking, running, throwing, etc. Has a number of applications. There's some sports applications. The most important health application is understanding the forces that act on the joints, which is very relevant, for example, in studying diseases like osteoarthritis.
Well, my research is about motion analysis, how people move and how the muscles produce that movement.
The markers are used in order to track the movement of body segments during all kinds of activity. So in the department we use it for lots of different applications, and basically the motion capture system will send out a beam which is reflected back off of the markers and reflected back to the camera, so that we can identify where any body segment is in three-dimensional space.
And so for that you need quite a large space, and space is expensive. And so it's quite nice that we've got a facility here that has rooms that are adjacent to one another and that can open up to make a larger space. So I don't have to claim all the space for my own most of the time, but some of the time when I need it I can. And it gives me a lot of space to put out the cameras that you see all around me, where we can do these sort of movement analysis studies.
The new facilities that we have here are definitely state-of-the-art, and so for a place like Imperial to have them, I think, is very important.
In the Tissue and Cell Culture Lab, we grow cells and tissues, as the name might imply. This is very important for being able to study the basic physiology of cells in a well-controlled environment and understand how the cells respond to different external factors.
Well, the new facilities here have provided us with a lot more space to do our research. We can fit an awful lot more students and postdoctoral workers in one lab space. We have multiple numbers of incubators and safety cabinets. As you can see, everything is also brand new and state-of-the-art, so it allows us to do a lot more research.
In the Insect Visual Neuroscience Lab, researchers are trying to understand the visual processing system in insects. It turns out that this system is very relevant also to humans and has a lot to do with how we process information from our surroundings and react to our surroundings and act accordingly.
We got a dedicated room for breeding insects of different species and to keep them. And we have dedicated individual lab space now for performing and addressing particular scientific questions. The first one of which, for instance, is we can present wide field stimuli to insects and measure their neuronal responses. The next one, or next possibility, is to present them with local visual stimuli and learn about how this information is processed in the context of locomotor control and gaze stabilization. And finally, we can set up in specifically designed areas behavioral setups to learn about how the insects process visual information.
In the electrochemistry lab, researchers are designing, developing, and testing new sensors to enable physiologically important parameters to be measured.
Measurement is really quite an important part of bioengineering, and the groups that work here work on development of new measurement sensors. So what we need to do that, and what these labs really give us, the new wet labs, is the ability to develop new measurement devices that we can test and then apply to new tissue measurements.
It's great to be in a new space where you can do easily your experimental work. So it's great to have all different parts of the bioengineering come together in this great space.
So in addition to the labs that we've talked about, the new space has a number of quite exceptional facilities actually. The offices are beautiful, light, airy, and provide a focus for students to come in and discuss activities with the academic staff in the department. All in all, it's a very beautiful package that we're quite happy with in the department. In fact, I would say we're thrilled with it.